Welcome to Virtual Mimics and Gimmicks, where a bunch of idiots pretend to know what they're doing and in the process torment me with their vicious mockery. I'm your friendly neighborhood dungeon master and player punching bag Anastasia. Playing Troy, our half-wood elf ranger with a taste for bear blood, is Sean. As Magnus, our dark and brooding tiefling rogue, is Clint. We've got Ryan playing Biren, our furball cleric who prefers liquid courage, and Tatiana playing as Poopers, our wily tabaxi barbarian. Finally, we have Amanda playing Aravir, our sexy high elf sorcerer with hair and heart of gold. We're going to jump right into the recap today because we have a ton to do. So, let's go. Last time on Dungeons & Dragons Ball Z, our hero's incursion into the Eos Imperium came to a conclusion. After responding to a distress call from their friend Callie, our heroes ventured into the magic-hating Imperium. Long story short, mean evil witch hunters are being hypocritical and using magic people to create super evil soldiers and take over everything. Q intervention by the Sultry Six, and the Imperium's efforts are no more, for now at least. This left our heroes to their next obligation, helping the Deva Karma defeat the archdemon Jacenti he had been tracking. Karma was originally introduced to the party, specifically Poopers, over a year ago when they first left Exeter to go join the Wardens. During their brief time together, Karma stabbed Poopers after he kept annoying her, but she insists this was a sign of friendship. Karma later reappeared in Tartarus, the central criminal underground arena, where Poopers annoyed him once again. In the end, Pooper's incessant prying paid off as she later received a letter asking for her party's help in defeating Jacenti the archdemon. After a brief stop to celebrate Bugbest with the friendly Bugbear tribe, our heroes made their way to the Sanctuary Woods to meet with Karma. Upon arriving, though, they were stopped by another group of Deva who warned them that Karma is extremely dangerous, having killed well over 50 highly trained Daemon warriors. What does this spell for our heroes? What is the truth about Karma? Was that stabbing really not friendly? Let's find out now on Dungeons & Dragons Ball Z.
Yeah. Good recap.
Okay, great.
Nothing beats a friendly stabbing.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, you guys, this song, had been moving over towards the Sanctuary Woods. You got stopped by a bunch of bugbears, your good old friends, and had a bit of fun with them, and now we're going to go suffer a little bit. We had left off right when you had met this David group you had been familiar with already. You had helped them defeat, or rather, expel a gargantuan fiend called Atlas, and they are now here at the edge of the Sanctuary Woods, where they said, hey, don't go in there, it's dangerous. And then you're like, whatever. And that's where we left off.
Sounds like us.
So are we still talking to them, or are we done with them and going in?
We can be doing either if you have something else to say to them.
Time's up, boys. Let's do this.
What did you say, Tatiana?
I got nothing to say.
Okay. So they did ask that if you come across Karma, to like send off a signal to let them know so they could come get him, beat him up.
Did we see, was it just that one Deva, or was it a group, or
this
warned us?
This is a full group of Deva, but their leaders specifically warned you. So
I'd like to talk to the group of us, not the David.
Yeah, so you walk into the woods. They, just to remind you, they had also warned you that there was some other spirit haunting the woods, but that was their, like, back burner priority.
So, full disclosure, I did not know about the killing of 50 Deva. What I do know about Karma, which I don't remember if I told you guys, is that he is actually a warlock that is in a bad deal with somebody that I don't know if he likes that much. So I'm a little suspect whether it was him or I think it was the celestial being that he's in cahoots with. I mean, I trust him. He only stabbed me once, so he's probably not a bad guy.
Kind of like a friendship triangle, except in the triangle you get stabbed.
Yeah.
Well,
so
that makes more sense.
Do we think those 50 Deva are because of his evil parent guy?
I mean, I sure hope so, because we're still walking toward him. It's not his parent. It is a celestial being that he has a pact with.
And
so why are we helping him? Why are
He's my friend.
And what kind of
First, we really need to talk about the friends that you've been making lately.
How has it gone wrong so far? Tell me.
Doppio has tried to kill us on more than one
Yes,
occasion.
but you saw his frog disappear from that inner circle of bad guys. It's fine.
Wait, what?
That doesn't mean he's not gonna pop up and try and kill us.
Yes, but
And
it's
with that, there's a flash of pink powder. No, I'm just kidding.
yes.
That would have been awesome.
Now, what about? I mean, you haven't really told us how you're fantastic friends with this guy. Since we got a little bit of a journey, you want to let us know?
Well, my very solid memory of like 2 years ago tells me that he's just kind of a quiet guy. He's being stalked, or he's hunting an archdemon. And I don't really know the details with that, but the archdemon is theoretically here, which is what we're going to help him kill. I don't have any information on the dead Deva.
Right.
But knowing Karma, the few times that I text RP'd with him, he seems like a really cool guy.
Right, and not more so what he's doing. I think more the question being, how did you get to meet Karma, and how well do you know Karma?
Well, I mean,
we met-
she did get stabbed, so.
Right.
It's
we
a
met
very
him.
intimate thing to happen.
It is. It really forges bonds.
It was a light stabbing.
I think I met him in
I think
Exeter.
That also depends on where you got stabbed.
You met him in Exeter, and he was on the boat the first time that Doppio attacked you.
Yeah,
So
see, we have a bond.
Yeah, he
So-
helped you with that.
You never knew him before any of this. You
No,
just-
but I do know about the Deva. Cross and I ran into them a few times, and he respects them a lot. So I respect them a lot. I think they're pretty cool people. Why would he kill 50 of them? I don't think he did.
Is there?
Just to remind everyone who would know this, Deva are the kind of equivalent of witchers in this world. They're monster hunters. They have their own like internal culture and everything, but they're very exclusive. That said, their like main purpose is to hunt evil. So
Did we hotness track Cross? I'm just asking.
he's a 10.
He didn't need it. Yeah.
This is like off the scale.
No, not
Yeah.
Cross.
Just look at him and you
sorry.
Wasn't he wrapped in bandages and stuff?
Not
Who?
the one that stabbed you? Karma.
No,
That's it.
Cross.
He's also
Oh,
a 10.
right, yeah.
He's also a 10. You can't.
Is
All
this-
of my PCs are going to be 10s.
You need more diversity in your life, Anastasia.
They're designed that way.
Yeah. So I actually have a drawing of Karma from like 3 years ago when I was supposed to play him, and then the campaign got canceled.
Post it.
Context.
No, we'll wait until things happen. You guys are still talking.
Oh.
If I can convince the group to go save him with the small amount of information I have.
We're just saying, is it worth all of our lives?
I mean,
Oh, whose team is he on, I guess?
well, he's fighting against an archdemon, which I feel like is a good sign. He's probably actually doing better than we are, because, we have
The
a walkie-talkie
True.
to an archdemon.
Necessarily bad. I mean,
Well-
we have. What's
This one
what's their
kind of
name?
is. I think he said, I pull out my notes, said, leaves destruction wait in his wake and chaos wherever he goes. I think was.
That's
He-
kind of like
I was
us.
gonna say he could literally be describing our party.
There you go. We should go meet this guy and kill
Alright.
him.
What if the archdemon is friendly? Because we're friendly, but we also sometimes possibly leave that.
do that thing you just said. But okay, no, I give it to you that what he's hunting is good, but the 50 murders, that's not as good.
Also, though, the Deva are very important. So if he did actually kill 50 people, I don't want to hurt Karma. I really don't think that he did this, but if for some reason he did and he is a bad guy, it probably would benefit us against the Ruin to go take him out.
And,
But I don't think he did, so that's just an argument.
and I think we're overstepping the fact that he was able to kill 50
50 deep.
Deva. Is
That's what
nobody,
I'm
like,
saying. I think the celestial being that he has a pact with did something to these Deva, because Karma A has oaths and he would never do that to other Deva, and B, I've seen Karma. He's thin. He can't take down 50 Deva by himself.
He's more of a singular stabber than than a mass murderer.
Exactly. One-on-one stabbing.
True. You have us on that. Undeniable.
One, and we could all use a person that owes us one.
Anastasia, he never promised us anything if we help him, right?
Yeah, so this is just on good faith to help save my friend.
Well, like was mentioned though before, is that the Deva could be very helpful as direct allies. That like, hey, we helped,
They're not
With
going to
the-
help you without a very good cause, so.
Well, what if we take down the one that killed 50 of their own? That sounds like a well.
Or to
that at least
discover
sounds
how
like a
to happen.
start.
Well, yeah,
Maybe.
okay. I agree with Poofers in that it's good either way because we discover he did it, then we dispose of him, or we clear his name and he didn't do it, and then give the Deva the true,
I
enemy.
think the
and
demon's name is Jacenti. Is the
Correct.
one that he's chasing right now.
Yes.
Again, dispose of him. He killed 50 Deva.
He may have, probably didn't because he's my friend, killed 50 days.
Right, okay, but let's just worst hypothetical. He's a bad guy and he kills 50 Deva, and we're gonna stop him?
Are you scared?
No. I'm just
Good.
saying I'm gonna be fine.
Tempest chimes in. I don't mean to say much, but you have faced much worse than 50 Deva already.
That is
Alright.
true. That is true. We have
I-
been up against a lot.
A
I'm
lot
liking
of
this guy more and more each day.
people eating earthworms. Oh, wait.
Besides, guys,
We
we,
didn't have
got this. I pull out my new shiny compound bow, kind of flex it a little bit.
It's very
Limits
nice,
of
Troy.
light.
Tempest kind of uses some illusion magic to make it glimmer. Like,
Yes.
it's very nice.
Oh, Tempe,
I-
we've missed you. You're much more upgoing than Leo.
You guys, let's just go. I
He
have a
blushes.
new bow and I need to use it on something, even if it's a deer in the woods. So let's go do this. Or a bear.
I'm kind of hungry.
Preferably a bear.
A bear. How the tables have turned.
Well. How the turntables.
Every time that you talk about bears, I feel like you have a different opinion on them.
Wasn't he?
True.
Troy, weren't you a hunter of bears, and then you got a bear, and now we're back to a hunter of bears?
That I recall, he
All
sliced
true.
the bear like into ribbons with a sweet spin move.
Yeah. Yes. I was proud and also no, just proud. I was proud of that.
And then he had to adopt the.
Then I had to adopt a bear. I got what? No. Well, Poofers pulled a dang bear, a baby bear, out of her like
That's-
magic
did.
bag
I
thing.
did.
Speaking
So-
of,
Check that.
let's do
I
that.
just
Check that.
stepped in and being the most responsible one here, decided to care for its health and well-being and nurse it into the beautiful
then-
bear that I think it is right
and then
now.
abandoned it on a doorstep.
Hey, we've got a world to save, Magnus. Can't be raising bears while saving worlds. So let's go.
Let's pull
Take
another
out
bear out.
2 useless things.
Let's do it.
Please pull out another
I
bear.
literally never bookmark this, and I have to go find it every time.
All right, we'll wander while you're looking.
Okay, fill the
Here,
dead
cat.
air. That was my cat screaming.
Would it blow Poofer's mind if she pulls a cat out of this bag?
Okay,
I'm pulling a cat
Tatiana.
out of the bag.
I need you to roll 2d100. Tell me each one.
Okay, that's a 34 and a 37. Wow, that's really close.
The first one is a coin.
Just
What kind of
Hey.
coin?
It's like it looks like a quarter for us. Poofers has never seen it. It's just
it's a quarter.
yeah.
It's a-
It's a real world quarter, but to Poofers, it's like some mystical artifact.
What is this language? Who is this man?
The 37. That one is a romance novel. There you go.
Oh,
I go,
Poofers,
"I'll
are you
take
old
that."
enough for this?
This has been brought up many times. Technically, yes.
I take that from Poopers and put it in my bag with my 50 brews of pink or something.
And
Yeah,
your
it's-
super shiny rainbow jar. Let
Oh,
us
yes.
not forget the rainbow jar.
I'm telling you, that's gonna save us from the ruin at some point.
Yep.
I'm so glad you won the bug fest.
Sorry.
It's funny. Winning the Bugfest is gonna be our saving grace.
Yes.
So you guys continue to walk through the woods, debating back and forth about whether this man that 4 of you haven't met did in fact kill 50 people.
It's not true. They've met him. He
Have
was
they?
in the Thunderdome.
I don't think they talked with him there. I think that was just you.
Yeah, I think you just talked to him. We're aware of who he is.
I don't think you let us talk to him.
Anyways, you guys hear a thunk as some behind you, and you turn around, and a figure has dropped from the trees with a nat 20 on stealth, and is standing up behind you,
What?
kind of dusting himself off. Boofers, you recognize him. You guys are very deep in the forest at this point, so just very far off the beaten path. Again, this drawing is 3 years old. Please don't be like, Anastasia, looks like shit. Thank you. It's in our context channel on our Discord.
Let's see if we got the chatbot working.
Ooh, I like it.
So anyways, he's
Still not
a
working.
very interesting looking individual. He looks like sort of like a drow, but a little bit lighter toned, technically a moon elf. And
Bruno, sweet.
his body is wrapped entirely in bandages, which are laced with colorful, bright ribbons. He also wears this dark indigo poncho with the sigil of the Deva on the sort of like upper left corner. And he stands and dusts himself off, and then walks over to your group and says, in a not very like enthusiastic tone, "Wow, I didn't actually expect you to come."
We found you. This whole forest, and we found you.
Technically, he found us, but
And I saw
Sure.
him before he saw me clearly. Just coming
Yeah.
down out of those trees for no
Um,
reason.
I'm gonna assume you're the guy we were looking for.
Everybody, this is Karma. Praise be the virtues, Karma. And I do like a little small bow. And then I say, this is Barry. Here's Magnus, Airveer, and Troy. And also Tempe. He doesn't talk much except, mind thinking.
They just kind of like nod at each other in mutual understanding. Well, it's good to meet all of you, though I wish it were better circumstances.
You know there's a group of Deva out there looking for you, saying that you may have killed 50 Deva?
He's kind of, even though his face is covered, you can see his eyes darken a little bit. Yes, I am aware they're there.
well, so did you kill 50 Deva?
That's really a matter of semantics. Did I? Kind of.
It's totally semantics. Yes.
Absolutely semantics.
We're not
Spoiler
mincing
alert, I
words here, are we? Okay. All right. I look at Poofers really, really strongly.
My hands are slowly going down to my daggers.
He sees you do that, Magnus, and doesn't react. Like, he's just totally accepting of that. I suppose you should know the story before I ask you for help. Or before we get into a fight, which...
I just want to point out that I have full faith in you, and they don't, so this is for their benefit, not mine, because you're my friend.
he kind of like seems to be remembering something, probably stabbing you. Right.
Yeah, we're all thinking the same too. So yeah, love to hear the
So-
story.
Can I get an insight roll from each of you, please? We need to put the tragic backstory music on. Eravir rolled very poorly with a 6. She
Not a
is
3.
she's
oh
just
my gosh.
Poopers is just really
Really?
excited to be here. Magnus and Eravir both are just kind of like more concerned about the immediate threat in front of them. Theron and Troy are a little bit more understanding and willing to lend an ear, I suppose. The last two, this guy actually, you can't see most of his face, but he seems very young. Probably only a few years older than Poofers. And on top of that, he's obviously extremely uncomfortable and doesn't talk to people very often. So, he's not very good with words. This creature that I've asked all of you to, well, specifically Poofers, and I suppose the rest of you to come help me get rid of or kill, not really a good person thing. For a long time, I thought he was an archdemon, and I'm sure he still has some form of infernal in him, but I am not certain of his true nature or identity. It's just easier to call him an archdemon. It kind of works for personality and a little bit of nature and all of that. Well, I guess the difference here is that archdemons are typically very structured and refined, and they follow rules, and they have pride and whatever. And this one is not. He doesn't do that. Jacenti, as he goes by, is not just reckless or impulsive or your base levels of sadistic. He is literally insane. This creature has no goals, no purpose, no motivation other than to have fun and to risk things. He doesn't care about his life. He doesn't care about the lives he affects. He only cares about fun and risk. And of course, that fun is never pleasant for the other participants. In the past, I had a very unfortunate encounter with him, and that led to the involuntary execution of my entire tribe. Was it by my hand? Yes. Was it by my will? No. And that is why I have a very personal vendetta against him. And given that, the number one priority in this situation is his execution. No matter the cost, no matter the risk, he has to die. He's caused too much suffering, not just for me and my people, but many others. And it's my duty as a Deva to see this through and bring his evil influence to an end. Jacenti is, understand this, the true embodiment of evil. There is absolutely no redeeming quality about him whatsoever. Most sort of criminals that you'll run into will have a motivation or something that drives them, which has, a moral gray area or nothing. That isn't the case here. He is sin incarnate. These creatures that you're fighting that are going to bring about the ruin and destroy the world, yes, they are a far greater threat in scale, but in nature they pale in comparison. Even if the world ends, Jacenti will continue to torture whatever remains, and he will never stop. With that said, I can't tell you the exact consequences of what will happen in this encounter, but I can't in good conscience ask you to help me without saying that they will be very dire. There is nothing beyond the scope of loss when it comes to Jacenti. Nothing. Facing him means playing his games, and he plays with high stakes. With that, I understand if you don't want to help, and I'm willing to face this alone. It won't be the first time.
With that insight, I'm assuming what he's saying is honest.
Yes, he is far too awkward to lie about this.
See, I told you guys. Everything will be fine. And I go stand by Karma.
I walk over there.
I follow him and
Before everyone else walks over, just a DM interpretation.
He
for
stabs everyone.
You. No,
a light stabbing to
As
join
you
his
walk up,
team.
you get stabbed.
It's your initiation.
Sorry, go ahead, DM.
this quest is a side quest. It is an optional side quest, but there is no plot armor in this quest.
Fun.
So
Just follow me a minute.
you're not forced to take this quest, but just know that it is going to be intense, and this is a no mercy run.
This is like that video game part where you enter a zone and it says, "Warning! This is a red zone area." I ain't scared of the red zone.
How how far are we in the woods? Does it feel? Because we have to get all the way through it, just all the way to Dis, right?
I was like,
I mean, if
how-
you choose not to help him, you can continue on to Dis. You're about halfway through the woods right now. Otherwise, he's going to lead you a different direction.
Okay. So you understand we stopped and helped bugbears. There's a crazy death artifact monster stomping and rampaging towards Dis. And we decided to have some beers with some bugbears. And
Everyone
Also
needs a
that-
break once in a while.
Evil dragon thing flew in
and yeah, we're
from
gonna
the chair in the sky.
so we have zero help to come help this evil monster thing that we're doing ourselves. We've already taken an extra day ish to go do that. And now however long this will take as well, as hateful and terrible as this person is, maybe he can wait till we defeat the artifact monster, and then we can take the side quest on our way home. Thoughts?
I put my hand on Magnus's shoulder and I say, I think that if we depart now, we're losing one of our own members in the process. And I look over at Poovers.
Just give you a thumbs up. I don't know what you're saying. Just happy that you look over to me.
I think it may be really valuable if we can help him. We may be able to get the Deva on our side, and if this is as chaotic and evil as we think it is, that's one less thing we have to fight at the end of all this.
At the end of the world.
One, the Deva aren't on his side currently, so we're gonna have the Deva against us if we help him. And then
Not
two,
necessarily.
Yeah, actually, no, that is a misconception because if we are successful in defeating this horrible evil being, they'll probably like us, and also we'll be able to tell them what really happened with Karma.
and then going to my main point being, we were just talking about like the whole greater good thought, and like, yeah, this guy's a jerk, but if we don't have a world, who cares? Nobody else is on.
I think this is one of those things where he's been searching for this thing for a long time and he finally caught up to it, and we don't know if we're going to have a chance to get rid of it again.
Meta-wise, you do have time to do this quest first if you want to.
without the entire town of Dis getting destroyed.
Correct.
Avoiding
Also-
lizard folk city again.
Yeah, this was mentioned like you might not have been here. I don't remember. It was mentioned like over a month ago that you do have time to do all of these detours.
Screw it. Let's take a right
Also,
then.
also this, Magnus always says this stuff, and we always end up going, dang, we should have listened to Magnus. But you also kind of need all the allies you can get right now, and the Deva might be a powerful ally.
No, I'm not arguing that. I very much think they're an extremely powerful ally, and I think that it would be extremely helpful if they helped the artifact thing more so onto my other issue problems. But I was just making sure that we're not, stopping for picnics at all these different things and missing the entire point of saving the Earth.
Because the Earth.
Valid.
Hey, Karma, how many people has this thing killed?
Too many to count. I know I'm not the only of his slaves, for lack of better words.
So you're saying that if we do make it through this in the run, he's just gonna keep spreading evil for forever, maybe?
He'll survive the ruin, I have no doubt. Whatever comes next is something that he's interested in mutilating.
And can you speak to the contract or bind that you have with him?
Good question.
Well, what do you want to know? Sorry, someone messaged me. I was laughing in character. What do you want to know? It was an unfortunate encounter. It's not by will.
Right.
I guess what was forcing You said by your hand, but not by will. So what forced your hand?
Can I get a persuasion roll on that one, actually?
Yep.
Ooh, not great. Not great with a 6.
No.
He just kind of like looks down at the ground and says, "It was nothing I wanted. It was completely out of my control. I still hold blame for it. I don't deny that, but I would never have done that."
Well, if it happens again, are you going to be able to control it this time? Because I know you have and this coming from me, a fun stabbing ability, and I want to make sure none of us get stabbed again.
That's why I wanted backup.
And he is our go-to stabber, by the way.
He should be in Stabaholics Anonymous.
It's clear that I alone don't stand a chance against him. Not that I won't try, but I'm going to need outside help. Again, you're not forced to. I'm not going to push that on you. It's just a genuine or a genuine plea for assistance.
I'm in. I mean, we're in a forest. There's bad things here. Feels very familiar to my situation. So, I'm in.
I mean, if we do fail to stop the ruin, we should probably try and make this a little bit better of a place while we have it.
All right. But if we help you, we're going to need some help because we have a very important task on our own that we have to do. And we can use some extra hands as well.
Whatever you need.
All right. Let's go get this done.
Okay. That he starts leading you deeper into the forest. You guys are led toward a cave that leads underground, and he says, "This is the brink of the abyss. I have to ask one last time that you're ready to jump."
Can I jump?
It's just a path
Feels
down.
like home.
Okay. Okay. So you guys all follow him inside. Okay.
I'm very, looking around
Okay.
actively.
You're on your toes. That's
Yeah.
amazing. Because right about 30 steps into the cave, Karma, who's leading the way, immediately stops moving, and then turns back towards all of you.
Oh.
And you see his dark eyes have become bright orange and glowing. And he kind of looks around with you can't see it, but you can tell he's got a smile under his face. And he says, "Oh, my dear sweet Marion, always a pleasure to be you. I see you've brought some guests this time. Well, that ought to make our game so much more interesting." And then Karma seems to kind of listen for a moment. He says, "Oh, shush with your threats. You're so cute. You know, this belongs to me. You traded away fair and square. Oh, speaking of, I don't know why you dress quite so boring. Let's liven things up a bit." "Oh, stop screaming about it. It's quite distracting when I'm trying to welcome your guests. I'm sure they won't mind. After all, it's not like they don't know the truth or anything like that." And he snaps his fingers. The poncho drops to the floor. And all of the bandages magically unwrap from around his arms, legs, and face. And beneath them, covering every inch of his body, is a fine tattooed script, which pulses very faintly with orange as well. I
Can we read it?
believe Poofers is the only one who knows this language. Poofers, you kind of zone in on that. They seem to be names. Just an endless sequence of names. And Karma looks over his arms and stuff and says, "Oh, you've added a few more since we last met. Excellent work, dear Marion, but I suppose standing here shirtless, even with this exquisite physique, isn't quite appropriate either. Let's dress for the occasion." And he claps his hands, and there's a cloud of orange smoke that surrounds him. And though Karma retains his appearance, he's now dressed differently. I'll post the outfit in our context channel. Let's see. There we go. So, after he's changed outfits, he says, oh, stop complaining. I think it looks wonderful. Plus, you can change back to your edgy emo look whenever you leave, so don't get your panties in a bunch. Now he turns to the party. Now, it does seem that Marion has brought some new playthings. Well, let me properly introduce myself then. My name is Jacinti. Well, that's just my stage name at least, but, welcome to, well, I guess it's something between a casino and something a little bit more whimsical, but let's call it Jacentury City. A wonderful place with all sorts of games and prizes. Oh, I bet you just can't wait to play. But as wonderful as Jacentury City is, there's something we value more than all the gold and powerful available for grabs here. Rules. For what fun is winning a game without rules? First, no cheating in Jacentury City. If you break the rules of a game, then I'll have to stop you. The first 1 or 2 times I may let you off with a warning, but after that you'll start to see some consequences. 2. No lying in Jacentury City, unless it's a game of bluffing. But outside those games, we only tell the truth here, and words are always binding. 3. Anything lost in Jacentury City is gone permanently, but you're welcome to keep anything you gain. And I do ever so love exchanges, so feel free to propose one whenever you please. Now, the standard process here is to make a wish or request and to offer something of equal value in return. Then we'll play a game and see who wins. Something of a gamble, I think. You know, I'll grant your wish. If you win, and if I win, then I take whatever you offer. So, as you are first-time guests, do you have any questions before we get started? Oh, I'm so happy to have some new players.
Yeah, Jacinti, you said we can keep whatever we get. Can we leave whenever we want?
Absolutely. You're welcome to leave Jacentury City at any time.
I find that hard to believe.
No, words are binding.
Here.
We only tell the truth and words are binding.
I don't like you. There's the truth. See? I'm doing a good job already.
Excellent work. I'm so proud of you. I think you'll do quite well here.
What are the games?
Oh, well, there's a great many, but we'll have to decide after you make your wish and see what we can come up with.
So, wish for anything, is what you're saying.
Well, sure, that's why people come here. Like I say, you ask for something, you gamble something of equal value, and then we see who wins.
So, speaking on truths, just a clarifying question: is this some sort of possession? Where did karma go?
Oh yes, that is quite an accurate term to describe it, I think. Dear Marion here, why, you see, so long ago he had simply staked his life on this, and, well, it became mine. So I really just take it whenever I want.
Okay.
How many people like karma have you taken?
Ooh, gosh, well, I'd have to check the official ledger, but I think at this point, if 16 and 48 and 72 haven't died, we're somewhere around 150 employees right now.
Ooh, that's impressive. Yeah, have any of them made it out of Jacinti City without your possession?
Oh, why yes, many people have left Jacentury City with great prizes. It's a wonderful place with so much to gain.
Is that a lie?
No, I only tell the truth here.
Is that a lie?
Nobody can lie in Jacentury City. No breaking the
How
rules.
do we-
That's rule 2.
Can we try to lie and see why? Like,
Be my guest.
I'm asking you if I could lie without getting repercussions.
I told you I
to
would
learn
give you
this.
1 or 2 warnings in your first couple of rule breakings.
But who punishes you if you lie?
Oh, myself, of course. I love rules. There's no point in playing any game if there are no rules. Cheating just makes it easy. There's no risk involved whatsoever. Would you like to try and lie? It'll be quite the fun experiment.
Now wait.
So, what can I offer you in this most wonderful of places?
This is a question. This is not what I'm asking for. Has anybody, tried to get you to kill yourself as part of one of these wagers?
No, that's actually an interesting question. I have had a few people ask me to wager my life, but they just don't understand that there's no point in that. See, I don't value my life at all. The only thing I value is why the fun of it. However, if you are interested in that sort of wager, well, I can offer something much more delicious.
I'm curious as to what that is.
Well, since I just told you that, well, my life means nothing to me. It's really quite empty, in fact. The only thing I care about is fun, so the fate worse than death in that situation would be a total lack of it. If you're able to offer something of equal value in exchange for the abundance of fun I can have here, then I will banish myself back to the Feywilds with no option to return, and I'll release everyone on contract here. Nothing to play with whatsoever, just an eternity of boredom. So that risk just so enticing.
Goofers, I don't think you should really push too much into the curiosity point. Just saying.
I'm not asking for him to give me anything other than information which he's giving.
Oh yes, all of our guests are welcome to ask questions at any time.
I'm just standing in the corner drinking beer. I'm not entertained at all by this. I know he's supposed to be this entertaining guy, but as someone who actually enjoys this kind of stuff, this guy's a buzzkill.
And what assurance do we have that you are incapable of lying here?
Well, as I said, there's no point in playing a game if there aren't rules to follow.
Right, but that doesn't really answer my question.
I mean,
It's
I
just a
don't
statement.
I don't have a better answer. I can try and break a rule and you can see what happens.
Yeah.
I don't love Marion as my most favorite servant. And he holds up his arm and it just snaps at the bone. Uselessly. Oops. He's not going to appreciate that later.
Well.
But of course it's not you that you're risking.
Well, of course.
Alright.
But I said I would be willing to wager the very thing I cherish the most in all the lands.
No, hold on here. You said that you would be banished. Are you speaking as you, Jacenti, or Karma?
If I, Jacenti, choose to end up banishing myself as a result of this wager, then everyone I have a hold on here will be released, including dear Marion.
Released into, with no complications or anything like that?
Absolutely. Whatever conditions you wish to place, as long as they're of equal value to the thing that I value most in all of the world, then absolutely okay.
And your banishment deal, what would we need to offer as equal value?
Well, that's a tough one. I mean, I don't think any of you have anything that is so important to you as it is my fun. Well, let's see. Oh, how about this? If you play a series of games, which will be incredibly entertaining for me, then the sacrifices you make along the way should be about of equal value. If it's just a one-time wager, it's not very fun, but if we play a series of games, that'll be great.
I think we need to understand how many games, though. Because you could continue to add the games if we don't have a strict number onto them.
And as they say, the devil's in the details.
That's
Words
an
mean
excellent
things.
point. And I've just come up with an excellent set of rules that I think you'll find very fair. Alright, so we'll use something like a point system. I've given myself points that are equal to your collective vitality. When I hit 0 points, you'll have finished with all of your games and I lose. But if you fall during the course of these games before I hit 0 points, then you lose.
What was his name? Marion?
Marion.
What does he think about this deal that you're proposing? I assume you can hear him in there.
Oh yes, it's mostly just a lot of angry screaming right now.
What is he screaming? Yes or no?
Well,
It's a lot of censorship bleeps.
yes, I don't feel quite good, projecting this to our family audience. Mainly he's telling you not to listen to me, of course.
But he was the one who brought us here.
Oh yes, I have no doubt that he expected I would so forcefully take him over like this.
So, why would he be telling us not to listen to you if he was the one that willfully brought us here? And remember, no lying.
Did you hear that, Marion? Yes, okay. Okay, I'll tell them. Right. Well, you see, in his experience, I can only possess him for a matter of minutes at most. But he's come directly to one of my layers, where my power is increased, of course, as it's my domain entirely. And he didn't know this little tidbit, but that completely removes the possession limitation. So, his tracking me down was really his own undoing. His pleas for you to just leave are mainly to show mercy to all of you.
If we leave, what happens to him?
Oh, he'll stay under my service, of course.
Right, but is he gonna stay in here, or can he walk out and be himself again?
I suppose we'll see. It's kind of whatever I want, really. At some point, I'll let him leave.
I still don't believe you about you not being able to lie. And I don't want you to hurt Karma again. But it'd be pretty easy for whatever you are just to break somebody's arm if you can already possess him.
Sure, is there something I can do to convince you of my honesty?
Really? No.
I think so. Why don't
Sure.
you... I think I would be confident and believe you if you could release Karma from your possession and get rid of his contract right now.
Oh, well, I won't do that without... That's a complete loss on my side. If you wager something, sure, I would be willing to put that on the line, but I can let you speak with him, but I won't release his contract without payment.
Well, look what you might be gaining. Then you're gaining the trust of us to be able to come know that you can't lie, which is going to be more convincing for us to come play your game. And you're going to have more fun.
That is a
'Cause like you
gamble with
said-
certain loss. There's no risk involved, it's just certain.
Well, it's initial loss for you, but it might be a gain later in the future. Lose 1, but gain 6. 7.
So,
Okay. Hold on, those numbers confused me. Right, okay, no, you're right.
what do your their souls that are on how does that all work? Like, you can just possess any one of them at any time you choose, and they're still just like a vassal for you, or are you? I'm confused. What's the 150 number?
Well, the contracts vary on a case-by-case basis, but I can give you a sort of recap of what happened with Marion if you'd like.
So it's all different. It's not just the same contract that you
not.
have. Sure, love the recap.
And he disappears in a puff of smoke, and a projector starts playing against the cave wall, and there's little shadow puppets. And
Oh, well, this is entertaining.
he has
Barry lowers his beer. for a
Magnus.
minute.
That doesn't work on organic material.
Okay.
He has a little doll that looks like a character in a poncho, kind of be like, "Wow, I'm so young and ambitious, and I want to kill everything that's evil. I sure love my brother, but they keep telling me that I'm not ready for my second name, and I want to go kill things to prove them wrong. I'm just gonna go over in this cave where there's an alleged evil spirit." And then the scene changes to like a cave wall, and he walks in. "I'm gonna kill you to prove that I'm worthy of being a full-fledged warrior. Are you willing to stake your life on that?" He draws his weapon, and then immediately gets impaled by like 4 different spears. "Well, I guess you lost your wager. Your life is mine now." That was it.
Guys, I'm not feeling super confident in this plan to play his games.
Well, how about I
So-
liven up
Hey.
the deal then?
Well, one more quick question, real fast. Did you stab Poofers? Or was that
Hey, who was that?
Oh,
who
that
stabbed?
I just thought it would be fun to see how I could liven up that little blossoming friendship.
Did you expect it to turn into an even better friendship?
No, actually, it's super entertaining. Anyway,
Guys, not
seems
feeling
like-
super confident about this plan.
Yeah,
It
I'm
seems
thinking
like
it's
you're,
time to leave soon.
okay, fine. Well, if you're not interested in my banishment, then of course. Well, how about I help you with this little ruin problem?
I don't really think you're capable of helping the ruin problem.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah. You haven't even convinced us you can't lie yet.
Oh, you wanted to? I can't just release him. I need payment for that. That's against the rules.
You breaking somebody else's arm doesn't prove a whole lot to us.
I mean, I can do that too if you want.
Plus, you're the one making the rules.
Oh, I don't make the rules. The layer has the rules.
The layer?
Sure.
We're like in a realm.
It's an instance.
Correct. He is unwilling to let Karma go, without some sort of wager involved. You guys are welcome to leave if you want to. The moral problem has been laid out before you. There are lots of people suffering because of this, including someone you know personally, as well as putting the next world at risk. And there's also lots to be gained here, as he mentioned: gold, treasures, ability score improvements, other sorts of things.
Didn't think about that ability score improvement.
There is lots and lots to be gained here, but also lots to be lost.
Oh, I was muted. Sorry.
Oh.
He didn't actually mention what could be gained. He just said there was a lot to be gained.
Yeah, well, no one
Oh.
asked what was to be gained.
What's to be gained?
What's to be gained?
Well, there's, apart from my own personal sacrifice, there's lots here. We've got, let me pull up my notes really quick. You can advance entire levels. We've got a prize worth 25,000 gold coins. We've got all sorts of minions, proficiencies, and skills, and improved ability score increases. But, knowledge that is beyond your realm. Ooh, free summon abilities. However, every bright side also has every coin has a flip side, is the phrase.
The helping with the ruin. Can you be more verbose on that topic?
Sure, well, I know where a few of the artifacts lie, of course. I don't have a personal interest in seeing this through, but I can offer my assistance in tight situations, perhaps. Apart from that, I believe there's quite the situation going on in Vicentia right now.
Sure know how to tell us all the stuff we want, huh?
Yeah.
Well, it's my business to know.
We need to group huddle. Let's group huddle. No listening.
Sure.
Talk
And he
in
disappears.
Oldish.
So guys, what are we thinking here? There's a lot of stuff we can ask for, or we can just leave. Karma seems to want us to leave, so I'm not opposed to leaving. However, I also don't want to just abandon my friend, so I'm a little bit on the fence here.
I just worry about what we could lose here. I don't want any of us turned into his servant.
I mean that is a valid point. If we lose, we're going to be instruments of death and destruction under his contract.
But then again, as long as we don't risk our lives, we're better lying.
Well, it doesn't seem like he wants to kill us. He
Just
would want our
meta-wise, did not ask you to wager your lives. He asked you to wager things that were important to you.
we want servitude.
I assume the more
Oh,
we
if
ask
he-
for, the more we gotta
I-
wager too.
I open my bag and I have the salamander in a jar. He does want something fun to play with. Put him back in my.
Would it help you guys make your decision if I explain some of the games available?
That'd be
Yes.
nice.
All I'm picturing is those 5 spikes, spears going right through him, and he's like, "Yeah, I can fight you." And then, like, I'm picturing like Thor Ragnarok, just spears just impaling him multiple times. And he's like, "Well, game's over."
There is another rule that I forgot to say out loud. Rule 4 is no violence in just Century City. So there's
No violence.
no
Hasn't
violence.
he broken his own rule with Karma?
Yeah. Wait
Yeah,
a
but
sec.
it wasn't like I meant like a PvP violence, not like a self-harm violence.
Like we can't fight each other.
Like he's not gonna fight you with a weapon or something like that. It's all like everything is based on these wagers, and that's it. He's not going to attack you outright.
So what are they?
Okay, guys, so we have quite a laundry list of pretty rough situations to come. If we can be coming from me smart about this, it could help. For example, I believe either our next or one of our next tasks is to take down Aklis. Correct me, DM, if I'm pronouncing it. Aklis and save Dis. Now that's gonna. I have no idea how we're even gonna approach that. Maybe Tempest does, but that's gonna be incredibly hard for us. I don't know how many of you have fought.
The camera pans over to Tempest, who's sweating profusely.
Tempest, what is your input on all this?
I don't. Well, yeah, I want to hear, but I don't know how well you guys know how to fight in the dream world to reclaim that silver circlet. But what if we're able to gain a wager where he does that dirty work for us, defeats Aklis, and gains us the silver circlet, and then we basically kill 2 birds with 1 stone?
And subvert an entire quest.
And yeah.
Yeah, we could also throw him at Magnus's uncle. Take care of that big old
So-
problem.
Just to give you some meta knowledge to help you along with this decision. He's not going to do a full quest for you. He's not going to, like, just like Avi's not going to come in and kill someone for you. For the sake of the game, he's not going to come in and kill someone for you. But he will provide auxiliary support for things, as well as favors. Specifically with Magnus's situation, like, if, let's say that you guys convinced Avi to help with Magnus in the city, she's not going to destroy the city on her own. She is going to be in charge of a section of the city, and you have additional forces. It's about gathering more powerful forces. He would help in that sense also. Like, you can direct him to go fight over there or something like that. With the nature of the game, your collective hit points are 481 technically. And essentially every game that you come into, you wager a number of, or one of your options for wagering is some of your hit points. And if you win that wager, then you don't lose those hit points, but he does.
We bow out between rounds. Like, if we see this is going horrible for us, can we just leave?
Yes.
You said we can leave at any time.
You can so the rule is once you've made a wager, you have to see that game to its end, but you can leave between games.
Okay.
So if we wager hit points, we lose those permanently.
You lose, that's another thing. You can wager your hit points, which you can't regain while you're here, but when you leave and go long rest, you can regain them. However, if you wager your max hit points, that's more valuable. So let's say you wager 10 max hit points and then you win that wager. You keep your 10, but he loses 20. So the more
That's not worth it to me.
But like as an example, the more you wager, the yes, you have a bigger risk, but he will also lose more. On top of that, you can wager things like ability score points, which are huge amounts of HP damage to him or point damage to him. You can call in other people to be summoned and do a wager for you. So like, let's say that first of all, they have to have a positive opinion of you. You can't bring in your enemies. But like, let's say that you wanted to call in, I don't know, Neil, and you're like, hey, I want to wager half of Neil's hit points. You can do that. And if you are, that is all, they have to have a
Shine
positive
bright.
opinion of you. That is also more hit points against him because you're sacrificing not just someone else's life, but your own moral principles.
Okay, two meta questions. One, does our chalk work in here?
This is a separate little instance, like you said.
Okay. 2, if we go to 0 hit points in here, is the mechanics the same as if we go to 0 hit points out of this instance?
Excellent question, and because Josenti would have to tell the truth, no, if you die here, you die permanently and you can't be resurrected.
I hear you die
If you
for
get-
real.
If you get downed, you're down.
Yes, there is no death saving throw.
You're just, that's it.
Is
But
there-
everybody's max hit points, though? You said
Right now.
it was like a combination. So if we lose all of the hit points, everybody's down. It's not like one
No,
person
it
can go
is
down.
it like if Poofer's wage is 10, you still have all of yours.
Oh, okay.
So, question. Let's say I wager 50 hit points. Is there any possibility that I would take more than 50 hit point? Like, would I lose more than that in the game?
It's you'll only lose what you wager.
Okay.
There's no healing allowed here. You can't heal. However, you can make another wager where you sacrifice something else in order to gain hit points back. If that makes sense. There are a number of games which I think are more fun if I keep secret, but I will tell you if it's gonna impact your decision.
Doesn't really feel
Well-
like we have a choice at this point.
Well, we do, I think.
You do have a choice.
We do have
It's
a
just
choice.
whether you want to abandon a very, very, very evil creature to just continue to run rampant. Who
But
may or may not come
it-
back again.
it does seem too easy, if that makes sense. If we have the choice to leave whenever, and if we have the ability to wager whatever we want, and we have the ability to
But
keep
what we
track of
wager
where
is-
we're at.
Equal
Your-
to what we get. So
your
if we don't
wager has to
wager a
be-
lot, we're not going to get a lot.
Yeah, your wager also has to be important. He won't accept money for a wager.
Right. Well, I mean, I think the
Right,
point
but if
that
we're-
Troy's making is like everybody wagers their full hit points other than 1, and if we lose, we get out and we long rest and we have full hit points again.
Well,
Then we
no.
go back.
if you-
That's not. No.
Also,
I-
if you
'cause-
leave, this is also in the rules. If you leave, you forfeit all of the progress you've made on his pool. So you have to restart if you come back.
Well, no. I guess my point was not that, because she said that if you lose all your, if any one of us goes down to 0 hit points in here, I don't think it's a collective thing. I think if individually, if we're down to 0 hit points, we're pretty. That's kaput for that person.
Yes.
But it just seems easy in that when you get too low, you don't wager anymore. You're done. You sit it out.
Is
You know.
there a catch?
Literally, no. Some of the games are more challenging than others. There are a couple where you'll lose based on what you wager, like there's an additional consequence involved. So it's not like if you choose one game where there's a potential to lose something in addition to what you are wagering, I'll warn you beforehand, first of all. But that is a possibility where, like, if you guys all go down to 1.
Then
You're not
because so
gonna
that
win.
was my question.
The other thing is, he has exactly as many hit points as you, so if you all go down to 1, he's still up.
Okay.
He has exactly as many hit points as us collectively.
Yes.
So how do we win?
There are a number of games which hurt him more than they hurt you.
I see.
Well, also we don't have to gamble our hit points. Just things that are important to
And
us.
yes, true. Every time that you lose something, even if it's not hit points, he loses hit points. So if you take 10 damage, then he'll take 10 damage. But like if you, I don't know, let's say you had like a memento from your father or something like that. If you sacrifice that, and that's very meaningful to you. You wouldn't take damage, but he would.
Right. But you risk losing whatever you.
You lose. You don't even risk it if you just you wager it. So yes, you risk losing it, but it's like it will be gone forever if you lose it.
Right. If you lose the game. But if you win, you get it back, and he loses hit points.
Yes.
Okay.
Question kind of outside of what we were talking about. Our very insidious friend here. It sounds like he's from the Feywilds. I would assume that means that he's probably a Fey.
That's a good intuition. Karma also did mention that he's at least partly infernal. So
Is there a way that I could roll to potentially confirm that more?
you can ask him.
You can
But
ask.
you guys
yeah.
are huddled right now.
And he's honest.
Well, okay, so we're like this, and then I look at him like,
Allegedly.
"Hey, are you a
He comes back
fae?"
into existence.
Yeah.
Me? Oh, why? I'm sort of a disgraced offspring between a demon and a fae.
Okay, thanks.
Okay,
And I go
goodbye.
back on.
Which demon?
Ooh, good question actually.
We can look up the name. Just give me 1 second. I can't remember.
I think this is the most indecisive our group has ever been.
It's a tall order to
It-
risk it.
It is, but again, it seems like we could play this unless there's if he's being tricksy, you just don't wager till you're down to 0. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, Anastasia said,
and there's
Yeah.
no violence.
well, she said that there
No
were some
physical
games where we
violence.
could lose more than we wagered. So if you had 100 hit points, you wagered 99, you could still die.
And like I said, it's still a matter of like, if you guys all go down to 1, he's still up, and you're gonna have to sacrifice something that at that point is worth your last hit point. You know?
Well, what could we sacrifice to be worth our whole life? I mean, at that point, that
Exactly.
1 hit point is our life.
Exactly. So the more HP you go down, the greater he's gonna require for you to sacrifice. On
Well,
top
but
of
that's
that,
not true. But that's not true of us being all down to 1. If we win some of the games, we're not going to lose hit points, and he would. I mean,
yeah, it's gonna be a factor of how the games turn out, right? Like I said,
Yeah,
he's here for the
yeah.
risk. On top of that, you can bring in other people to take the hit for you. That is an option that you have, as long as they have a positive
Wanna
opinion of you.
Do my friends? If we bring Neil in and say I wager half of his hit points, is there any possibility of him dying, or is he just gonna be hurt?
He'll be hurt and or mutilated. But
Mutilated.
another fun thing is Jacenti would have told you this also. Anything that someone else sustains here in your place, they will have no memory of you being involved at all.
Wow, we're gonna throw the morality curveball at us, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not doing that. Poofers would
Okay.
never do that.
I'd like to. pull-
His father's name was Belial. Just FYI.
Oh, well, that sounds not great. I pull out Bo.
What will you give me for this?
Okay. What's his voice? Oh my god, wow, wait, where are we? Whoa. This feels all wrong. This feels all kinds of wrong. This feels just like that chick. Remember her Nightmare Realm, like, kid? God.
Where we
it
first met.
Shivers down my spine I don't have.
Feels like a honeymoon, right? Yeah.
No, I hate it. Put me
So-
back, I want the darkness.
I'm so sorry, Bo. Question, Bo. How do you feel about being in?
I want to die.
Okay, that's
Well,
good.
that makes things helpful for
Well-
us.
Bo, I'm gonna use you as a wager chip today, and you might get that sweet release.
Really? I want that. I want that so much.
Noted. See, here's the thing: is that I'm going to try to win, and if I win, you don't win. But I have taken note that you do not want to exist anymore.
To be fair, if you wager something that doesn't want to exist, that's not a very powerful wager.
Bo,
You could wager his continual living.
That would be a good wager.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Hey
Here
guys,
they-
what is Cleo up to right now?
You guys sent her back to Redcliffe.
No, I know. How many hit points does she have?
No!
Oh my.
Yeah, Troy, smart.
Sorry.
Yes.
She has
I'm just. There are some of us here.
84 hit points.
Why don't we just take Magnus's brother's other arm?
She doesn't need it.
Hey, can I wager other people's hit points?
Yes.
So I can wager Poofer's hit points if I wanted to.
No, you can't wager anyone in the party.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
That would turn it.
I don't
really-
have anybody important to me.
All right.
You
The
have a
game's
lot of important
available.
people.
You have a lot. You have
Just
you
so
have
we're
the most
clear, I
important
can-
people.
I can wager a lot of important people to you.
Yeah, I.
They have to have a
cross.
positive opinion of the person doing the wagering.
0.
Right.
Can,
the games
can
that
we
are
summon
available to you.
Doppio?
That is a possibility. In terms of summoning your friends or your phone a friend, they can't be more powerful than Jacenti because then he can't summon them, so you couldn't bring in Avi per se. Like, she's much stronger than he is. But a minor god is a possibility. The game's available to you. I'll give you the names, but not necessarily all of the details until you play them. After learning the rules, you're welcome to back out of any of them, but we're going to keep it high level for now. It's just once you place your wager, you can't back out. You have to see it through. The first game is called Trust or Betray, and will involve another party. The second is a wheel, where there are a number of consequences. The more you wager, the less intense the payment will be based on what you have in the wheel, what you land on in the wheel. So it's a wheel of sacrifice, but if you wager more, then whatever you have to sacrifice from the wheel is less intense. The third is a game of chicken, kind of. You pay to play and pull a card from a deck of many things, which has been slightly modified to be less crazy. And that is basically a 50-50 chance for extreme good fortune or extreme bad fortune, and that is where a large majority of the prizes are from. The next game is normal roulette, where you can either bet a number between 1 and 20, or you can choose odd or even, and obviously the payment kind of differs on that. Then there's Russian roulette, which is an all or nothing bet, where you or another person puts their life on the line. And sure, you could die, but if you don't, it's great.
With the Russian roulette, is it actually like some kind of like revolver?
It's a 1d6. We'll be rolling 1d6, but yes, you die if you get shot.
And the value of the wager is based on the importance to the waging person.
Yeah, yes. So it'll be a case by case basis where we say, okay, this is X important to poofers. And the last game is blackjack, with 2d10s. It's like simplified blackjack kind of. But yeah, those are all the games available to you. Jacenti awaits your answer, whether you'll play or not. I think I've covered all of the rules and caveats. If he catches you cheating, he will take steps to counterspell it and punish you for that. So no cheating. You can bring in other people to take the wager for you. They won't have memories of it. No lying. And then once you've placed the wager, you can't back out. And then you're welcome to leave between any game that you want, as long as the wager is finished for that last game. But if you leave, then his progress is reset. So he goes back to 481. On top of that, if you are only wagering your current vitality, it is worth less than wagering your max HP. Worth significantly less.
If we leave, is he gonna be here? Like, if we leave and go do stuff for a month and then come back, is he still gonna be here? Like, is this something open to us?
Yeah, he moves around, but potentially if you were able to basically convince him of staying for long enough. However, he's really interested in this wager right now.
Guys, I kind of think that maybe if we take it slow and see how it goes, we can leave any time. Maybe we can help Karma.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like, we just pace it and don't wager more than we can afford to.
Again, killing a lot of time.
Is time here a thing?
Poof. Oh, is that a problem? I can pause it out for you if you'd like.
You can
Pause it outside.
Not pause it outside, more like make it the time difference in here. Like, you'll be back outside in an hour versus however long this takes.
Okay. Yes, that is important. If we're gonna play, we need that to happen.
Sure, whatever.
If we're gonna play, also, can I have some pies?
But this isn't a buffet.
I am
But it
risking my mortal coil
Well,
I
what are
want
you willing to
pies.
pay for some pies?
Hmm.
Everything's a wager.
My life.
My life.
This better be the best damn pie I've ever had.
pies.
Noted. Well, what do we think, gang? I think that we should give it a run. And we've been in casinos before. This just seems a little bit more like the stakes are a little bit higher.
Just remember, whatever is lost in just Century City is lost forever, apart from your temporary hit points.
So, and I hold up my watch that's always wrong. I say, what would something like this be worth?
How important is it to Poofers?
Poofers loves this watch.
Yes, but in the face of him sacrificing his entire existence and everything he lives for, like, would Poofer die for that watch?
Questionable.
Would you have to tell the truth, Tatiana?
She probably would not die for this watch.
So it's not that valuable. It would be like, how many hit points would you be willing to lose for that watch?
10.
It's worth 10 hit points then.
But then I'm just wagering my hit points, not the watch.
You are, but like, because it's a meaningless item to anyone else. It's like kind of like
I thought you said it was important to the person waging the thing.
I know, but we're talking about a watch that you got for free versus like a family memento. You know, one is inherently going to be worth less.
I ever bring my arm up with the bracelet from my mother, and it's the only thing I have of her, and she's dead. And I say, and what would this be worth?
Well, are you willing to risk your life for it?
Just about.
We'll say, what's your max hit point? Like 60 something?
72?
40 hit points then. 40 points.
So if she loses the bracelet, but not her hit points. And if she wins, Jacenti goes down 40.
Yes.
But also, guys, I'm assuming when we decide to step out of this, you still lost that bracelet.
Yes, you don't get it back ever. The only thing that you'll be able to recover after this is your temporary hit points that you're wagering. If you guys, by the way, if you are wagering items and you feel like this item is worth more than 40 hit points or 40 points, and you genuinely believe that, like not just I want to win the game, then it's a negotiation.
Okay.
It's like honor system here, like you actually truly have to say this is worth more. Or if you think it's worth less, then say that too.
I feel like the bracelet's definitely worth more than 40. Not the full 72, but definitely more than 40.
How about 50?
52.
I assume we're doing this if we're already negotiating.
I don't know.
I
do you
would
guys
say
want
so.
We haven't started. I'm ready to play some games. How about you guys?
I think I can play a couple games. I have some relatively invaluable things. And I look down at my Stein.
Okay, you guys want to? Are you ready to make a decision then?
Magnus.
What's going on? There's a whole lot of...
He's gonna turn it into an I told you so. This whole thing.
I'm ready to gamble. I want to stop this guy, and
if
it's in my
Magnus
domain of dumb stuff
Magnus
like this.
doesn't want to participate. He doesn't have to.
Oh,
Would
I'll
the guy's hit
participate.
points go down to just be the people who are playing?
Yes.
I'm participating. I really don't want to lose my gold.
How much is 50 gold worth? I would die for this gold.
I would kill everybody in this room.
Abandon my friends, kill my family, you name it.
Kind of feel like you would for enough gold.
Let's play this game.
In that case, let's take a quick break and then we'll get started when we get back.
All right, we'll be back shortly, and then begins the weekend. Stay tuned.
welcome back. So, you guys have had your discussion, and he pops back into existence and says, "Wow, you've talked for a really long time, much longer than I anticipated you would. It was so interesting. Have you decided whether or not you want to participate?"
I think we need to decide what we're going to ask of you first. And I turn to the group and I go, I vote for banishment.
Banishment.
All right.
Okay.
We're
Last
we're
time
not
you
going
gotta
to
be
try
in
and
better.
We're not trying for the location of the remaining artifacts.
So it's going to be a lot harder to defeat him if we ask for more things. And I think the point of this is to help Karma. And if we don't banish him, not really doing much good.
So you want me to risk my mother's bracelet for?
I didn't ask you to bet that.
Well, I mean, if we need to beat him, I feel like if we want to, rather than just helping
well,
Karma
the-
out of this.
The truth is, if it's not going our way, we can always just cut bait and run, and good luck, Karma.
Yeah, it's
The-
also not just Karma at stake. There are a lot of other people who are, like, it's not like the only consequence of dealing with this individual is becoming a warlock for him. That's just what some people are ending up as. A lot of people lose other things. A lot of people are victims of him, and he'll continue to victimize people.
The other way to look at it as well, though, is that if we were to ask him more, we'd basically have to bet more circlets of value, so to speak. So scaling doesn't help us necessarily. It just depends on how much we feel like we're going to win.
But our current, if we're betting our current HP, is it a 1-to-1 trade-off?
Not always. It depends on the game.
Sometimes I think if I heard the DM correctly, it's usually a disadvantage for him to a certain extent.
Usually what happens is, okay, so well, if you're going for just your current HP, it's a 1-to-1.
Yeah.
If you are going for something of greater value to you, like your max HP, it would be like a 4-to-1. Like one of yours is 4 of his.
Gotcha. Okay.
So like the greater your sacrifice, the more it hurts him.
Yep. Gotcha.
One last question. I guess I'm asking Jacenti. You said we can summon others and wager their HP or things that matter to them.
They do have to have a positive opinion of the person who's doing the summoning, though.
What about
And they can't be more powerful than me, or I can't summon them.
that? Doesn't seem to exclude Karma.
True, yes, you can wager anything of his. Well, I mean, technically, I already own everything he is, so maybe not.
Well, but you don't if we wager his whole HP, because then
But
you lose
I
it.
already owned his HP.
But you lose. But you would be.
You can't wager.
I
It,
get
it, it belongs to me already.
I get it. Well, but could he, I mean, yes, but then you lose him. You don't want to lose him, right? You like
basically,
having him as a.
Karma is one of his bargaining chips already. So you can't, like, take his chip.
Betting the
Well-
same chip against the chip. What if you?
Well, but
what
I
about-
assume he doesn't want him to die, though. That's the difference.
Hmm.
Well-
We could be betting on him to lose all of his HP and die. Thus he wouldn't have him anymore. Whereas he'd be wanting him to stay alive.
Oh, I'm
always.
the only thing keeping him alive. He's already dead.
Well,
Hold on, this is news to me. What happens if you release him? Does he die?
Well, considering how many times I did impale him, yes, he would.
And all the other people that you're puppeteering.
Well, not all of them are at risk of death. Few are.
And what does Karma say about that?
Oh, he knew from the start.
So he's okay with it.
Of course. I think he did have one
So we're-
request for you, but
Just so we're clear, Karma straight up lied to me then about helping us after this.
I think he had every intention should he have survived, but
But he wouldn't.
I think
And
he
you
knew
would
it was
know
a
that.
very real possibility that he would die with this. Another thing to consider is that the Deva don't view themselves individually so much as collectively, so he could have been committing for the others as well. Seeing his own execution would make the others very happy. If you would like to add Karma's life to the list of things that you would get, well, that's perfectly fine by me.
Poopers.
I just want what Karma wants. And how much would Karma's life increase? Because I'm guessing, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Giuseppe. I'm guessing that Karma's ultimate priority is that you go away.
Oh, yes.
How much more difficult would it be to win if we also demanded Karma's life?
We'll add the pool of his vitality to it as well. So it would increase.
How much vitalness does he have?
He's about 70 HP, so it would go up.
Very little HP.
He's like the littlest of the little HP, like 10.
No,
I don't know what he told you. He only has 10, not 70.
I use a spell to reduce his HP dramatically.
He's around Magnus's vitality, so like 70-ish.
What are you trying to say?
That for some reason I have no vitality.
Don't worry, I don't do any damage.
What do you guys think?
Well, the other part too of this is it seems like Karma's been killing more people, and that's what those tattoos on his body are. With the
Okay,
names.
really quick. We skipped it. I want to ask Tempest what he thinks of this and if he's got any words of wisdom or.
Tempest is always willing to sacrifice himself for others. He has a very high moral character and says this thing is evil and I want to see it gone.
Yeah, that's kind of my camp.
And his opinion on Karma is that given Karma's a Deva and their goal is to eradicate evil, his death was inevitable regardless. Like, he wouldn't want to live given what he has been forced to do.
I mean, that makes sense to me. I, to a certain
So-
extent, understand the Deva.
We want him banished and all the people he's controlling no longer under his control.
That
Yes.
was his deal that he gave us, yeah.
Right.
Basically, his banishment removes all of his influence here.
Okay, let's play some games.
Let's do this.
Okay? So, he pulls up his cape like this, and then says, finds quote in notes. Well then, let's get the game started. Then he drops the cloak, and a flashy door with like flashing like colorful bulbs appears on the wall of the cave that wasn't there before. Of course, I'm always open for new games, so long as the rules are fair, and don't forget that you're welcome to leave at any time, but you'll forfeit any progress made against my points. Oh, and one last thing. No plot armor into Century City. And the door flies open, and you are welcome to step through.
If we leave, do we keep the stuff that we've gained?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Stepping through the door takes you into what I can describe as a mix between a like high-end Vegas casino and a carnival. The lights here are bright and flashy. There's like jamming music going, and everything is like creepily peppy. Yeah, so he follows you into the room and says, "Okay, great. So we're gonna get started. I have listed all of the games for you already, so don't forget that you can bring in others. That more valuable sacrifices are worth more against me. And let's get started. What game do we want to play first, and who's wagering?"
We have a list of the games somewhere.
Yes, I posted it in our private general chat.
Remind me again what Trust and Betray is.
He hasn't gone over the rules specifically yet.
Okay.
So I just didn't want to waste time until he played it.
Yeah. Gotcha.
But you just because you hear the rules doesn't mean you have to do it. It's only when you place a wager that it becomes a commitment.
So with Giuseppe, how about this? What do you think about if we do some Russian roulette, but I will wager my pet crow on my shoulder for his life?
He's a familiar.
And
No
he's so
cheating.
important to me.
You can just resummon him.
All right, fine.
If you drop the
Infinite
ability to summon him, That would be something worth my while.
That was the fastest no ever.
No cheating in Century City.
I wasn't cheating. I asked a serious question.
I'm just reminding you.
Please don't break his arm.
No, I told you that once or twice I would let it go.
I will play Russian roulette.
No.
With your own life?
Jeez. No, not right off the bat. Everyone's like, all right, cool, let's just go ham. So just so I understand, there's basically a single bullet in one of the revolver cartridges.
So what's gonna happen is I will roll a d6 and see what chamber it's placed in.
Okay.
And you'll roll a d6. If we land on the same number, you die. But he also loses double the hit points of your max. And if you survive, he loses. No, if you survive, he doesn't. No, that's not right. Okay, no, if you survive, then he loses like a tenth of your HP. It's like a very small amount.
So you can't pick how much you're wagering.
No, it's all or nothing.
And he only loses a tenth of your HP. If
Well,
you
yeah,
live.
but you don't lose anything.
Yeah, but you have a 1 in 6 chance of dying.
Oh wait,
And never
no, sorry,
coming
you're
back.
right. You're right. It's a 1/4 chance of. Sorry, he loses a quarter of your max HP, but each player can only do this once. Or each character, rather. A player can do it twice, like if you use someone else's life.
So I'm sorry, I lose a fourth, correct?
It's an all or
No.
nothing bet. He
Yeah.
loses a fourth of your max HP if
Gotcha.
you survive.
But
Okay.
Or
yeah,
you
but-
die completely.
Or you die completely in 1 in 6 chance.
You either win and takes away,
A quarter of
20
his
hit
life.
points, or you just flat out die.
That was a terrible.
No, it'd take more than 20 hit points. It would take a quarter
He's
of
got, like-
your HP. Oh, that is terrible. That's not worth it.
Yeah, but if you die, he loses double it.
Yeah, but then he's dead.
Yeah, but then we have to deal with the dead guy and we're gonna leave.
Oh,
And
that's
drag
true.
his ass out. I
Well, unless you choose someone you don't really care about.
yeah. Let's give that a go initially, and I bring out Bo, play along, and I place
Don't
out
lie
Bo.
in Century City.
What? There's no lying.
He wants to die. How is that a fair wager?
How do you know that?
It is my business to know what is desired here.
Well, fair enough. Bo, I know you want to die, but you know what would also be really helpful? Is being a companion to this Fey demon. And I'm not going to sacrifice you to die. I'm gonna trade you off to them.
Not a big real like. I already spent a long time with another Fae.
Yeah, I know.
You're just gonna give me away like that after all we've been through? You know how many miles I've crossed in your backpack?
So Bo really cares about not spending time with this Fae.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
it's
what
a
I
pretty
do.
big wager then.
You're risking his life, yeah.
Wait, how many hit points does he have?
I'm okay with that.
Not a lot. We'll give
That's
him
gonna drop
like
him 2.
I mean, it is a
15 hit points.
sentient being.
Wait, he has 15 hit points. So the most you're gonna take off of him if you win
2,
It's 3.
is 3.
3.
Or if
You
he
really gonna
dies.
do that? It's a living creature.
If he dies, then it's 30 or dies. If his ownership is transferred, then it's 30 hit points.
30 out of like almost 500, guys. Remember that.
Bo,
I mean, he's
it's
a
like
skull.
almost
His life isn't that valuable. He makes like periodic cameo appearances.
Yeah. Aw. You're.
you
Bo,
can
don't
make-
listen.
If you can make an honest, solid argument about why he would be worth more, like if you're honest with yourself,
I mean, here's the thing. Vicenci? That's what it is?
Vicenti.
Vicenti. If you attach a full-blown skeletal structure to him, he is actually a quite good Fey guard.
I don't need a guard.
Well, I've done all I can. Bo, we're rolling.
Okay. I'm gonna roll a d6, and then you can roll a d6 as also.
What is it? It's like slash roll d6. Is that what it is? You rolled?
Yeah.
Do you want to say the number before I roll?
I guess I should make these public. It was a 5.
Okay. No 5s.
Big money, no whammy. Ooh.
There we go.
All right. So a quarter of 15 is like 4-ish.
We're just gonna keep going.
We're gonna
No, I said
Well.
I said it was once per character.
Yeah,
Is that
but
on
you
each
could
game?
No, on Russian roulette specifically.
You can do other
Gotcha.
games and still bet Bo.
Yeah.
So there's
Keep it rolling.
you guys both like essentially roll these dice in character,
Right.
and
In unison. Yeah.
yeah, and oh, missed. Well, that's a loss for me already. Darn. Let's keep playing.
Hmm.
Who wants to play next?
You know,
We take it.
Jacinti, I have something that might be kind of fun. So, how are you with keys and puzzles?
I can open anything.
And you can't lie. So, it nothing.
I can open anything that isn't sealed by a power greater than my own.
Kind of interested to
How
see what
powerful
happens.
are you?
How powerful am I? How powerful am I? I would scale myself somewhere between an archdemon and an archfey.
So, for example, I've been having so much trouble opening this box. Are you powerful enough to open this box?
Yes.
Let me
I
see.
still don't, the DM still doesn't know what's inside. She forgot about it again.
That wouldn't be much of a gamble then.
Well, if you want me to open it, we can increase the point pool for me.
No, it's okay. I was just curious.
Okay. Who wants to play game? Let's play game. This is getting boring. If you don't choose, I'll choose for you.
I pull out my jar with my salamander.
Wow, what an interesting creature. Also from the Feywilds, I see.
Yes, he's very fun and entertaining.
Ooh, Kahino! What are we betting?
Like, slams into a wall of the jar.
I feel like he's just licking the jar.
Yeah.
What?
There's so much magic here. I love it.
He does love magic. He is
Tell me he
very-
has like 1,000,000 HP. What does this guy have?
I think he had like 20.
20?
But he keeps dying and
this
being
this
reborn.
one will be a factor of how important it is to Erebir.
Ever, I can honestly say I wanted this very badly.
Would you risk your life for it?
Not that badly.
But close
How
enough.
much of your if you were to say I'm willing to be beat to like near death, is that how much you're willing to risk for it? Or are you just kind of like, yeah, I'd take a punch for it? Or would it like really be honest here?
I'm searching inside.
Conferring with my inner self.
You also have to choose a game, so
I mean, I'm willing to take, some pain. But I'm not willing to take some, like, death pain.
are you willing to take mutilation for it?
Do you lose an arm for the Salamander? Or an eye?
I'm gonna be honest, no, I would not.
Okay, then it's not worth that much.
Crap.
Let's play game, let's play game!
We're
Coward!
all too afraid.
Yeah.
We're so far into the campaign.
That just should make it even better. This is a big prize
No.
that you're gonna get for him.
You
All
guys
right.
are yeah, someone throw something in there.
All
Come
right.
on.
Here's what I want to do. What's important to me? I have 1,278 gold pieces, and it might not be important to you, but that is literally all of my money.
Okay, well, would you be willing to risk your life for that money?
I do commonly.
Would you honestly be willing to lose your character for that money?
I would be willing to be beat significantly for this money.
Are you being really honest?
I think so. I think
That is kind of his character.
I think I would be willing to get pretty messed up
Would you be
for
willing to lose an
almost
arm?
1,500 gold.
Would you be willing to lose an arm for 1,500 gold?
No. I'd be willing to get knocked unconscious.
There's no unconscious in just such a city. There's death or life.
All right.
I don't. Maybe we can choose a game first, and then someone can decide what they're willing to bet.
What do we want to play?
Well, you keep going to. Are you gonna bet your life or not?
I know
I'm
nobody
trying-
wants to bet their
I'm
Nobody
trying
wants
to
to bet their life.
decide. Well, I'm trying to
What
decide
is-
the value of the item.
Yeah,
Like,
you're not
what is-
losing the arm or the health.
I'm
Trust
saying like,
betray.
okay, trust betray. He leads you into a room that has a like one-way mirror looking into another room that's empty right now. And in this room, there's a panel with 2 buttons on it. One says trust, and one says betray. Well, so your first time with this game, so basically what will happen is another group of acquaintances will be transported into that room. They have a similar panel inside, and they don't know who's on this side, but you will know who's brought it other side. So you know who they are, they don't know who you are. They'll receive some instructions about whether to trust or betray another group that they don't know. If you both betray each other, then you both face whatever wager you've made with no detriment to my points. If you both trust each other, then... Sorry, I got confused in my list. So if you betray the other group while they trust you, you face no penalty, as in you don't lose your wager, and their gamble is taken in place of yours. If you are betrayed while you choose to trust, then you face the consequences of your sacrifice, but I don't lose any points. However, the group faces no penalty on the other side. If you both trust each other, then you both sacrifice... No, sorry, if you both trust each other, then nothing happens. But you
But when
betray...
do you lose points?
So he loses points whenever
If you
someone
both
betrays.
trust. Oh, whenever
Yes, if
someone
you both-
betrays.
Yeah, if you both trust, he will take... Sorry, I messed up my list. If you both trust, then he will take the damage without you sacrificing anything.
Right. And then if the person that gets betrayed loses their stuff, but he also loses?
So if you betray but they trust, then you face no penalty, and he takes the damage, and they also take the damage.
Right.
And from their perspective, they just get pulled into a room and say, do you trust or betray? But they don't know who they're trusting.
Correct. And on top of that, their wager may not scale with yours. So everything is based off of what you're wagering, but the consequences that they face if you betray them may be greater.
Can I stand up to the mirror before I wager? Or if I stand up to the mirror, I know what it is I have to wager?
Once you place a wager here, he's going to bring in some acquaintances and the game starts. So part of the rules is that they can't know who you are. So if you try and message them or something, that's considered cheating.
Oh, okay.
Or if you like message them directions, it's
Gotcha.
considered cheating. It has to be an independent decision, you know?
Hmm.
So yeah, basically if someone betrays, he's losing. If someone trusts, he's gonna lose hit points.
I place Bo back on the table. Bo's like my little landmine detector as I test these games.
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, you will be wagering. How important is Bo to you? Not very, right?
No, I
It's
mean
like 5.
he's a good companion, and most of the time he doesn't, snore when he's next to me, which is great.
Okay, so we'll say like 5 hit points worth then.
It's really good as a paperweight,
Mm-hmm.
filling dead airspace.
To recap, you trust and they betray, then you're losing you're losing your wager, but he doesn't get affected. If you betray and they trust, then you face no penalty, and they face their penalty, and he loses hit points.
Okay, so I have to betray basically, or I have to hope that.
You
Basically,
either have
the outcomes I have to hope for is either trust, or I betray and they trust.
correct.
Okay, got
You
it.
lose in every other situation.
Yep, got it.
Well, since this is the first one, we'll take some of your acquaintances on the other side. And again, their wager may not be the same as yours. And I will say that if you continue to play this game, we'll pull people in who are closer and closer to you.
Okay.
Alright, the wager is placed, and he snaps his finger, and on the other side appear Lena and Ryder, the Daven captains of the other group.
Oh, jeez. And they can't see me. Can they hear
They
me?
can't- No, they're completely isolated.
And they just got pulled in randomly, had no idea, and all of a
I mean,
sudden
they look
appeared.
very confused, but it seems like they're listening to instructions right now.
And we don't know the instructions. Like for example, like, do they know that there's a chance that the person on the other side knows them?
They have no idea who's here, but they know that this is a prison problem essentially, and it's whether or not that they're willing to trust potential strangers with their lives.
Gotcha. Damn, with the Deva no less, huh? But they're pretty honorable, but they also probably wouldn't trust something evil like this. But I don't really have a choice, do I? Because we both do distrust or betray, then we're screwed anyways. Oh, I'm glad I used Bo first. Do you hear that, Bo? You're gonna go to the nowhere land.
This isn't ideal, I'm not gonna lie.
Bo, I just want to let you know that I've enjoyed our time, and if I don't see you again, maybe I'll see you in the afterlife. And I choose trust.
Okay, you hit trust. Interesting. They also hit trust, so you are very lucky on that one. There was a very small
Wow.
chance that they would hit trust. A very small chance.
Sorry, Bo.
So they are teleported out of existence, and he loses another 5 hit points.
Someone else step on this thing.
I'll do it.
Okay? The same game?
Yeah, how much would one charisma point be worth?
Poopers very much values her charisma. That would be worth... Let's see, you gain an ability score point every 4 levels, so that's, what, like 30 HP?
That's not worth it. I have like 100 and something hit points.
No, I was saying like in terms of how often you get it. If you gain X HP every 4 levels, that's what it's worth.
The risk just I struggle with the risk and reward on this. I'd rather just wager 30 hit points.
Okay. Well, I guess alright, that's fair. If it's a charisma thing that you can't get back, like you can't recover, we'll triple the value. So it will be 90 hit points.
That I will do.
Okay.
That's a pretty good wager.
The wager is, yeah, you're right. The wager is placed, and popping into the other room are Neosi and Neil.
Oh, trust.
You hit trust, okay.
Oh yeah.
They listen to instructions for a while and then argue back and forth for a long time about what to do. Neil is a bit of a coward. Neosi is very trusting also.
I feel like Neosi just jumps in on because she's a tabaxi.
Neil gets to it first and he smacks Betray. So, with that, you have lost 1 charisma point.
Well, that fucking sucked. Anybody else gonna throw down, or are we just gonna leave after I've lost an ability point?
Wasn't it an odd point anyways?
it is, but I was
Yeah.
gonna +1 it next time.
Why did you?
That's
why did
not
you
the
say
point.
that? Huh. I was about to bet an odd point as well.
There's another really fun game we can play. The Deck of Many Things has all sorts of rewards and risks. This is a modified Deck of Many Things for our viewers, as that is an extremely dangerous thing for a DM to give. So, there are 22 cards in total, and their benefits vary from a bonus level to extra hit points that can exceed 20 to 25,000 gold, to summoning a creature of your choosing at any time, once, to double proficiency in persuasion, as well as an entire estate. And another prize is a truthful answer to any question with advice about it. However, the negative ones, of which there are an equal number, you can lose a level, powerful devil could become your enemy, could lose your soul and have to go on a quest to get it back. Someone you know could change alignment or become hostile. You could lose all of your money. Or some other benefits, you could find an extremely powerful magical item soon.
I'm in.
Okay. This is a pay to play. So you wager an amount, and if you get a positive effect, the payment is going to be like, if you get a positive effect, he's going to lose like 3 times what you wager.
Gotcha. Yep.
And you also, no, we'll say, yeah, 3 times is good. And then you will also get the positive consequence. But if it's a negative consequence, you lose 3 times what you wager and get the negative 2 times what you wager and get the negative consequence.
Gotcha. What's 1 intelligence for me? 1 intelligence point.
We'll say it's also 90, but if you get a negative consequence, you're gonna be losing 2 intelligence points.
Okay, that'll put me in the
Sure.
negative range on intelligence.
I'll jump in first if you want.
Also, you guys can leave at any time. You don't have to stay here.
Nope, I'm doing it. Well, if Magnus, if you want to go for it. But
There, I'll jump in.
I'm in queue.
I'll wager. I'll wager my bracers that give me 2 AC, which, just so we're clear, my HP is 1 over our glass cannon, and I'm a melee rogue. So this is a huge deal.
So, if you win this one, I will give you money equal to 3 times that its value, if that makes
Okay.
sense. And if you lose it, you'll lose gold in addition to the bracers. Is that fair?
Wait, but we don't take anything off Jacenti?
You do. It's the same. Like, he'll lose.
Yeah.
I don't know how much is this worth in hit points to you.
I don't know.
I mean, it's 2 AC. 2 AC is
Yeah,
kind
that's
of
a
high.
lot.
And I have 1.
That's
1
kind of a
HP
lot.
I have 1 HP over Erebir.
We'll say
mean-
that this is worth.
I mean,
Because
that's
it
way
gets-
more than like just an odd point, you know?
It's definitely not as worth as nearly as much as an ability point.
Right. Because I can technically I could go buy more. Not that I have the money, but I could do that.
We'll say it's like 20 because an ability score was 30. And
Sure.
no, this
So
is
it'd be
like
60
15
HP.
because you can buy new ones of these. We'll say 15.
Okay.
So it's 45 for against him. Yep.
Yeah.
So it'd be 45 HP, they go down, and I would lose this plus how much gold?
Like however much it was worth. I think it was like 800 or something.
That's a lot. All right, I'll fuck it. Let's do it.
Okay. In Foundry, please type /roll 1d22.
Roll them bones.
Slash roll what?
1d22. One,
11.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. This is a positive card. You pull the key. So he will be taking 45 points of damage, or lose 45 points. And your prophecy is you will find a rare magic weapon in the future.
Wow.
72 calculator. Okay. What else want to play?
I'll do the in score.
Okay.
We gotta knock this guy down somehow.
Yeah, so in this case, if you lose, you'll be losing 2 int. But if you win, you'll get, what did I say? 2 back. You'll get an additional 1 back plus the positive.
Jesus. Okay.
Is that what I said?
You're making the rules, demon person.
I know. You're right. Okay. Cool. No, actually what it's going to be is you'll lose 2, you'll keep it if you win, but you also get the positive effect. And then his consequence is he gets 3 times if you win. 3 times damage. So he'll lose 90 if you win.
Okay.
Okay. 1d22, please.
Please, Albel. 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a negative card. So you'll lose 2 int points.
God.
You got the flames, and a powerful devil will become your enemy and seek your ruin until either you or the devil dies.
Super.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Is anybody having fun?
This is
Stressful.
just so we're clear. This is the guy that stabbed you, Poofers. That's who we're saying.
I, as a player, am not having that much fun, and I feel like I'm tied here by poofers.
You guys are welcome to leave. It's about how much your character values the lives of these, like, I don't know, X number of people being under this character's control.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing.
Well, the difference, I mean, to meta real quick, the difference between this and the other ones is just we kind of had little get out of jail free cards in some of our other things where we put it all out there, so to speak, for people we didn't really know or care about beyond just hey, they're other human beings that should be cared about. I mean, the only one here we know is Karma, and the only one who really cares about Karma, I'd say, is Poofers.
What it comes down to is in the past, when you've had to make a sacrifice for people, you always knew you'd get out of it. Now, when you're
Right.
actually put on the spot to make a sacrifice for people, are you willing to do that?
Right.
And I will say, if you walk away right now, that is 100% a player option. It's just a gauge of, it's a gauge of your commitment to your character and what you think they would be willing to go through for other people.
That's what I mean. I feel like I'm trapped here by poofers, but I don't want to lose her as a character. So I feel kind of fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in not a great scenario because
Well,
Bjorn
and
wouldn't walk away from something like this.
Well, here's the problem with it. So, I have a question. The things that we're losing, if we ultimately defeat Jacenti, are those gained back, or is
Yes.
that just they're just gone?
His influence upon the world is lost if he's banished.
So
So we need to go all in.
So
basically.
you get their ability points back.
Yes, if you guys win. It's
Or
just
if one of
you-
us dies, what happens if the rest of us defeat him?
Well, death is different. So, like, with an ability score, he is actively suppressing that ability for you. That is his influence here. If you die, your life is, like, in his hands. So he'll release it to the world, essentially, and you can be resurrected at that point, but you won't immediately come back to life.
I remove my bracelet and hand it out.
Okay, this is very valuable to you. Would you say it's worth an ability score point to you? You muted.
Yes, definitely.
So we will value this at 30. What game do you want to play?
I will also play the one that was just played.
Okay. So you are wagering your bracelet against 90 of his hit points, in addition to a consequence from the cards.
Right. So
Okay. So go ahead.
But if
and
I
roll.
lose, I lose that plus a negative card, right?
So you lose the bracelet and you get the consequence of the negative card. But if you win, you keep the bracelet. He's damaged and you get the positive effect.
Okay.
Okay. So go ahead and roll a 1d22.
Okay. Oh, 6.
We already pulled that card, so let's roll
Should I
it again.
Reroll.
roll again?
Yeah, just re-roll it.
Oh, mercy.
6s are bad.
$21.
Ooh,
This
that's
is a
blackjack.
very, very good card to get, actually. So he's gonna go down 90. Okay.
Andrea like cries a tear because like the joy that she gets to keep her bracelet is huge.
You can receive a truthful answer to a question with applied wisdom. You can choose who answers, so then the wisdom is from that person, as is the knowledge. And they can't be more powerful than Jacenti, so you can't ask like Avi for an answer. But you can ask maybe a minor god or like someone who's your superior.
Okay. But I couldn't use it on like Saloon or someone.
He is not more powerful than Selene.
Right.
Paging Doppio.
Right?
Yes, you could ask Doppio something. That is an option. Anyone else want to make a wager?
All right. I'll do it again.
You're dwindling him down.
I'll do it again.
I'm sorry. This is still the cards, or are we wagering?
Whatever game you want to play, you can play.
What's he down to?
He is down to 307 points from 481.
Can I wager the prophecy I just won?
You got the
I have the you will find a rare magic item in the future. Is my
yeah,
prophecy.
we'll evaluate it at your same wager, which was 15 hit points. Because that's what you bet first to get that card.
Yeah. Yeah? I don't
Okay.
know. Sure.
So if you win, then you keep that card and get another positive one, and he's damaged. If you lose that card and get the negative effect.
Copy that?
Okay, so a 1d22.
Oh man. 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. This is a negative card. So you lose your other one, and he's not damaged. You're cursed with a -2 penalty on saving throws until that curse can be removed.
Okay, well, we're not doing
All
any
saving
saving throws right now, so.
Okay.
Okay.
Hold!
I'll do one.
You can just wage normal HP.
Yeah, I'm gonna wage 50 hit points.
Okay, so if you win, you'll keep it and get a positive card. If you lose, he'll lose 50, and you... No, sorry, if you win, he'll lose 50. If you lose, then you'll get the negative card and lose your 50. Okay, a 22, please. Another 21, so reroll that.
That was a good one, though. No, that counts.
No, it's not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Well, what a coincidence, Tatiana. You picked a star. And ASI increases by 2.
Insight increases by 2.
And ASI,
So,
that's like a wisdom, or not just a skill.
oh wait, hold on. What did you say increases by 2?
An ability score.
So he loses 50 and I get an ability score plus 2.
Yes.
Which
Can we go above 18 on any of
You
these?
can go above 20 with this.
Oh. Super strong.
Yes, that was an excellent card to pull.
Okay. Well,
So
I
you-
feel a little vindication now.
feeling better, are we?
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
This
What?
is a pull without replacement, so another person can't get that one though.
So is it the more good cards that are being pulled, the more bad cards that are left in the deck?
Yeah.
I mean, we've had almost even good and bad cards, so it's not exactly like a big sway at this point.
This one was. Yeah.
How-
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
What? All right.
This
What
one
if
was
I want to do the what is it? Good bad card. Sorry, let me pull it up. Oh, deck of many things. What if I wager all my knowledge and memory of my father?
That is a very valuable wager. I think that is worth more than ability score.
Which to be honest, would definitely impact his drive in certain things.
I would say I think that is something that Troy would risk his life for. So what's your max HP? Like
94.
I'll put that at 90.
Okay.
Hot damn. I believe the phrase we're looking for is sentimental.
Sentimental. Okay. So if you win, you'll keep the memory of your father. He will take. We'll say he'll take 180 from that. We'll double that. Is that fair? And then you will also gain a positive effect. But if you lose the memory of your father and get a negative effect.
The good news, Troy, you won't have any problems anymore.
Ignorance is
This
bliss.
is a win-win.
Well, but
Just a little
also
brain
but
bleach.
it also kind of impacts our future questing though. If I don't meta it.
And everyone else knows your history, and they can be like, "Troy, you had a cool dad."
Yeah, but it's not the same. That's like telling somebody with Alzheimer's that you're their whatever. I mean, it's like, okay, oh, you used to love me, or you love me. Yeah, do I?
Oh boy. Alright.
The suspense is killing me. Are you gonna roll?
Okay, sorry. Where do I?
Slash
type
roll space
language?
1d22. Yeah. In the
Under
chat.
Foundry.
Yeah.
Ocho.
5, 6, 7.
Right,
I'm not really in favor of this. This one's really bad for me. It is positive. Troy, don't lose the memory of your father. He takes 180 damage, which will leave him at. Oh my god, math. That number. Wait, no. Let me just pull the calculator. That number. Okay, and then you gain 25,000 gold.
Oh my god.
Hey, buddy.
Okay.
Pal.
Hey, Magnus, sit your ass down.
Magnus's new best friend.
Sit your ass down. I am really happy I
Looks
didn't
like
lose
we're
that.
getting that time.
Because
Turner.
that's the first thing I'm getting when we get back. You know that, right? Is I'm the keeper of the freaking Doctor Strange time stone.
I can't believe you won
But
15,000
no,
gold.
you guys realize that if I lost that, the Achilles and Silver Circuit and all that stuff is like that's what I was wagering because I've got stuff going that I'm hoping will help us on that. And I would just be like, whatever. Okay, I'm gonna sit the next round out, guys. That hurt my heart a little bit.
I'm
so
gonna go over there and count my coins.
I'm gonna relax for this one and jump in on the next one.
DM, did when he won, did a loud casino sound happen and it was like just like a flurry of coins?
No, he's just smiling and watching.
Okay, so how many times have we won and how many times have we lost? It's like 4-3, isn't it?
Yeah, we've won more than we've lost so far.
Or is it like 5-3?
I think we're just up 1. Well,
What do you guys want to do?
I'll do 2 dex points.
2 dex points.
the insanely dexterous.
Yeah, or
Source that we
inexplicably
have.
She's
dexterous
stretching.
sources.
I
Okay.
took gymnastics, okay.
So that's going to be 60. We've been multiplying it by 2. So he'll lose 120. If you win this, you guys win the game. If you lose it, then you lose 2 dex points. So.
Okay.
All right. Are you also playing a card? Or is it a different game you want to play?
Card.
Okay. Roll it. 8. We already got 4, I think. Yeah. Roll again.
Yeah. Two.
2.
That doesn't feel like a good number.
The next enemy you kill will advance you 1 level, but only you.
Ooh.
Yeah, so
Oh.
you keep your dex, and with that, his HP is reduced to 0. So he kind of like shrugs and says, "Well, I guess that's that then." I mean, it was fun just watching some random strangers come in here, play a game, gamble everything they have with no real thought to the actual semantics of the words. But all the rules will be followed, so that's fun. And he snaps his fingers. You guys are back in that original cave. And he says, "Well, I suppose I have to get going then. It's going to be rough for dear Marion with all the others to have the strings snapped so suddenly. Wouldn't even be able to watch them collapse, crumble, suffer in pain. But a deal's a deal. I am saddest about Marion, though. He was my very favorite. Piece by piece, I got to break his mind and spirit. My only regret was breaking his body so fast. Oh well, can't be helped. Let's just remember, though, that the deal was I get banished and all of my influence disappears. So yes, you'll get to keep all of that won in Gisentry City. Unless I'm not there to actually reward it. Bye-bye then." And he teleports out. All of your gains and losses are revoked. And as he snaps and disappears, left in his place, crumbled on the ground, is a very horribly bloody corpse that is not moving.
I would like to walk up to the corpse and use for the first time ever divine intervention to save Karma.
That's a percentage to trigger, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think. Let me look up the exact rules.
I have like a 1 in 10 chance.
So the other thing about Karma is he's been dead for a really long time.
Ew.
Yeah. He's been dead for, I think, well over 10 years at this point. But yeah, look, we can see what your deity can do. So describe the assistance you seek and roll a percentile die. Go ahead and describe the assistance you seek in character.
Albal, I'd like to save Karma's soul and bring him back
Okay.
In this body?
in this body. Oh,
Unhurt, please,
Yeah,
so he doesn't
unhurt.
die again.
He's, my arms are
Words.
broken.
Why would you bring me back? Do you see what I look like?
He had to put him out of his misery.
His arm's recently broken.
Yeah.
Yeah, his arm's still broken. Like the whole time Gisenti was there, it was just like hanging there limply. You like shrug and it would.
He's
flick.
like flinging it around.
What's the percentage that I have to roll?
If you roll a number equal to or lower than your cleric level, your deity intervenes. So you're level 10. You have to roll a 1 to 10. So you can roll a 1d 100 in Foundry, and if that pulls up as a 10 or lower. I'll also let you use inspiration on this, but only once, if you want to.
Yeah, I would like to. I wonder if this if Foundry has a 1d100.
Just type it
You
in.
can roll a 1d whatever. It doesn't have to be real dice.
Yeah.
No, I'm curious if it'll roll something out, like it's a humongous D100.
I mean, the standard is to roll like 2d10s and then you add them or something.
Yeah.
That's what it does.
Okay.
47.
It actually, did you see it sit on that one for a second? Man.
Did you want to use inspiration? You can only do it once.
Yeah. Come on.
Nope,
No dice.
87. Your deity does not shine light upon you in a golden aura.
I speak up and I go, guys, look, I know that you didn't know him much at all, and Barry, thank you for trying, but we do have Chalk, and he is my friend. If you guys are all right with it, I wouldn't mind trying to retrieve his soul from the death god.
I
What?
mean, we went through all that to save him and them. I mean,
Well, we went through all that to banish the demon. Success, yay.
Troy, I mean, risks his memories of his father. I feel like it's worth to use the chalk if it was worth it to Troy to do that.
Hoovers, it's not him I support, it's you. And at this point, if any of our companions felt strongly enough, I would back them. So, yes.
Aw.
Well, Tempest actually has something to say here. Are you sure he'd want to live?
I mean, there's still a lot of evil out there. I think he would probably feel like there's more that he could do.
I mean, it's
Or-
literally his name.
I
He
mean,
could.
he was a kid and it seemed like his ideal was defeat the evil, and then that had more than one implication.
What happens if he makes a different choice, though? It's giving him a second chance at a mistake, even if he didn't want to continue that.
Or we take his body to the Deva. We tell them what he sacrificed to defeat the dead, to defeat the bad, and all would be righted with him, and that would probably be all he wanted.
I actually like that idea.
I think that he viewed himself as evil as well, even if it wasn't entirely his will.
Well, however we're spinning this story, which, I mean, basically the truth, it's going to put him in a very good light, and it would give him redemption, and I'm guessing that's what he would want, right, Poofers? I mean, you want to do what he would want, and I'm guessing having redemption and being remembered as being a positive person. So,
Hey, Barry, you can talk to the dead, right?
oh, God.
Do you wanna
I think
ask
he's
him?
been dead way too long.
I don't know. Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's been dead a very long time. I think you
Yeah.
speak with dead has a limit on it.
Speak with dead, I think it has to be within 72 hours of them dying. But that was
Good
not a
thought.
bad thought. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a really good thought. I think that I'm looking
really
up right now.
think that he would want us to take his body to the Deva, tell them that he was controlled, and that's what happened, and that he spent his whole purpose, the rest of his ability to defeat this bad, and he finally did.
Just feels so bad, like we're robbing him of so much opportunity. Poofers goes and sits down, and she's just gonna think for a little bit. If you guys want to discuss.
Shock is a one-time use. You can, you absolutely can do this for him, and it would trigger a side quest for this. But also know that shock was originally intended to give you guys an hour before you dies.
I think doing this not only would be what he would want, but then also, and yeah, I'm saying it, it would also help us getting the David on our side to essentially help mitigate the ruin, and help, and maybe even get to help me fighting my uncle and everything like that. I think this would put us in a very good light, respect, and everything like that to do this. So not only did he not die in vain, but we're doing what he would probably want, and we're helping the world to defeat even more evil, which is the entire purpose of the Deva, right? So,
would we know that he knew this was the ultimate outcome of us succeeding in banishing
So what
Jacenti?
Jacenti said, which he was always truthful, what he said was Carmen knew it was a very real possibility and was willing to take that risk. He probably knew it was the likely outcome.
Right. So, which makes me think that he was probably, at peace with it, and then more than wanting to do it for himself, he just wanted to rid this world of Jacenti. So, in that being said, I, from a morality standpoint, am okay with maybe giving him, the proper memorial and whatnot, instead of trying to reverse it.
All right, guys. And Poofer stands up and she takes his swords from his body and slings them on her back and says, "You made your point, and I can't say I disagree with any of it, so that's what I think we should do." Okay. I guess we recover his body as best we can and
That's all
start
bloody.
moving. Yeah. Also, isn't there something else in this wood that is just roaming around?
A
Potentially.
ghost, or it's haunted or something, yeah.
Haunted
that was-
ghost, blah,
it,
blah,
like-
blah.
More than likely, that was Jacenti just kind of hanging around, messing with travelers.
Yeah, in his cave and stuff.
Okay, you guys can. Do you set off a flare or like a sign or anything to?
Oh, yeah, they asked us to set off a flare, right?
They set off a sign to summon them should you come across Karma.
I think we should.
Yep.
They didn't come to
Poofer's
us,
just
those lazy
screams really
bastards.
loud.
Does
Okay.
yeah, we need someone to shoot up a flare.
Here,
Maybe
I'll
so.
light an arrow on fire. Or here, can Erebir light one of my arrows on fire?
Light.
Okay, you
And
shoot
I'll-
that up.
I just shoot it as far up as I can with the first
goes-
arrow shot. This is the first, by the way, the first arrow shot with my brand spanking new shiny compound bow.
Yeah, it goes really far, really fast.
I almost am like kind of taken aback by it.
Yeah,
When I
it's
shoot it.
beautiful.
It is.
Um,
It is.
Shortly thereafter, a large group of them, about 15 in total, have arrived, led by Lena and Ryder, who seem to have no memory of ever having been summoned into that cave. And they see a crumpled corpse and say, "What? Did you just... Was he already dead?"
This is, as you know, Karma, and I don't think he ever told you, but he did tell us that he lost a wager with a very powerful Fey being called Jacenti, and
Right.
has been under his control for a decade.
And, well,
And
we knew that there
he-
was something wrong with him. That's why we wanted to kill him.
He admitted to being the physical mechanism of the 50 who died, but let it be known it was against his will.
And what happened to Jacenti?
Hopefully, if he keeps his word, which we have reason to believe that he is honest, if not evil, he is permanently banished to the Feywilds and has no more influence over our realm.
They seem to kind of like look at each other and think for a moment. Alright, well, it seems that the Deva owe you yet another debt of gratitude for eradicating another one of our targets.
I don't
Do you-
want to, bargain away my friend's. I wasn't his friend, he was my friend. Life. But we do need your help with something.
What's the problem at hand then?
Magnus.
So, I know you guys are big in defeating evil, and we have a problem. As you guys know, we're wardens, and we got sent to mitigate issues, and there's a giant evil making its way south towards Dis, just past this woods, and that's why we're here. Right now, all of our wardens are tied up with apparently a dragon-like being that flew out of this rift, and we're gonna need some extra hands, and we could really use some support stopping this before more destruction happens.
So to clarify, you want them to help. They're only going to do one thing for you. Do you want them to help with this artifact or with this stuff going on in Dahlia?
I thought the point was for us to recruit them for the Dahlia fight.
I like how Magnus is being noble though about
I know.
using them.
Yeah,
That's why I wanted to clarify. 'Cause
yeah. I'm gonna do the Dis thing.
Kind of out of character, but it shows development.
Whoa.
Ah,
It's not,
Boofer's kind of.
it's not though.
I couldn't tell if you forgot because it's so out of character.
That's what I thought. I'm like,
Well, one here. Stop. With one, I thought we're gonna be able to do both, but then two is I've been the only one that really actually gave a crap about this artifact thing over in Dis, and no one else cared, and everybody took way too long to do anything.
well, that's not true.
And
I don't think that's true. I think that is
That's
very
not true.
unfair to say.
No way. Everybody keeps wanting to do all this.
I have said meta-wise that you guys have time to do all of these quests, so I don't think other players expressing interest in doing those
I don't
is a
think we
bad
would have
thing.
done any of those things if it meant
Yeah.
that we couldn't.
Well,
follow
aside
the
from all
rune
that, I
quest.
think Magnus's point is that he feels a sense of urgency towards the artifact that's going towards Dis.
Right.
Yeah, I just
Well-
don't think it's fair to call out other players as not
But
caring.
it's whatever.
Well, and
All right,
you
screw
guys do
so
know
take
that.
them for Dahlia then. I don't care.
Well, I mean, just so we're clear, that quest is literally the terminus of my backstory, I think, if I'm not mistaken, DM.
It's not the ending of your story, but it is a
Not that-
culmination of many things.
Yeah, because that's the Ackley's battle, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the redemption of my father, basically. Hopefully.
Yes.
Yeah. So I care about that one.
Yeah. The other way to look at it as well is that as long as we don't kill off the Deva, that's really helpful. And if we have a better chance of succeeding, that also means that we could have help from Dis as well. So it's kind of a double down kind of scenario.
Meta-wise, I think, my personal opinion is that you are not going to have a lot for them to do in the Dis stuff, because it's a very contained threat right now, and it's not like there's a whole city that needs saving at the moment. Whereas with Dahlia, you're going to have an entire city basically caught up in a civil war, and having more people means more coverage.
Okay. So to loop into this, I'm assuming Troy would kind of know that. I mean,
You would
have
all
some
kind of your expectation right now is that you're intercepting this artifact, but I mean, like, yeah, having a force of 20 people is stronger than 4, but in terms of like keeping the game a game, like, I'm not going to be running 20 NPCs in a battle. That's not going to happen.
Right. Well, my
I'm telling you as a DM that, like, I can find something for them to do, but it's not going to make it your specific battle easier.
Well, my original thought too was the previous artifact when we went and had our archdemon friend take out insane earthworms, destroying towns, and having to do that entire fight. If we didn't have that person, there'd be zero chance that would have been successful. So
Yeah, which is why you
Assuming
had
that-
her, because it was a citywide fight.
right, and that's my point. And going into fighting other artifacts, assuming it's going to be the same difficulty, that we would want
True.
assistance.
True.
Right, but
Right.
if what you're saying is we don't need them, then
I'm just letting
yeah,
you know that, like, I'm trying to be fair so you don't waste an opportunity. And I'm saying that with this specific fight, if you have a one-time use of Deva, you should put them towards something you know you're going to need more forces for. Whereas with this one, like, sure, things could go wrong, but, like, your specific group's fight is not going to be made easier by their presence.
Okay.
Why don't we just
I would
why don't we
bring
just
it
rebuff the
rebellion.
narrative that Troy's like, no, it's okay, Magnus. Use
That's
them
what. Well,
for
that's what I was
Dahlia."
gonna.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. Me knowing kind of a little bit more about what we're up against, me the benefit of the doubt, and also me working a few angles that you guys might not be aware of to help us with that. Then I would kind of, in character, go up to Magnus and say, like, express appreciation for it, but redirect him to his own quest, basically. So you still get the points
Then-
for showing us the morality that we didn't know existed, but
Yeah, I think that's fair.
There we go.
I have been extremely moral and progressively changed.
I would
have.
die for this
I
1500
have.
gold.
I
Just so
I
we're
would lose
clear,
all my limbs for
have I
1,500
stolen
gold.
from any of you recently?
Recently, no.
Exactly.
you tried?
So
Exactly.
So,
No.
Do we know that nothing's missing? What have you taken that we don't think about?
Magnus has been rolling
No.
bad stealing throws every single night for like the last month.
Oh my god. All right. I'll take him in Dahlia then.
Okay.
hey, we just said we appreciated the thought.
Yeah.
In the interest of wrapping things up, then, the Deva will agree to help you with that. Not so much because, partially because they owe you a favor, but mostly because they know that what's going on in Dahlia is really bad. And it, qualifies as evil enough for them to take the job. So you will have a group of them available for support when the Dahlia mission comes to fruition.
Can I ask them one other thing? I said, will you grant us one other favor? Allow us to perform the proper burial rites? I don't know what it is for a Deva, but instead of them just taking Karma and doing whatever with him, we're asking to either they or we give him the proper dignified burial.
We don't have a
or
ritual
whatever.
for the dead. It is part of the group's philosophy that we are already deceased, so when a physical form falls, it means nothing.
As long as he's held in the same regard as somebody in good standing.
They seem like they haven't decided yet, but sure, they nod.
Okay.
To give insight into their view, it was his own hubris that got him trapped in that, and he qualifies as an evil creature.
Damn. Then
Even
maybe
even with
we
the
should
justification,
bury
like,
him?
yeah, he was possessed when he killed those people. It's like, okay, but he was possessed because he chose to go off alone.
Then I kind of feel like we should bury him. Maybe underneath a nice tree.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter if they don't look at it that way.
I don't think Karma would have cared either.
Okay, toss his body off a cliff.
Just throw me in the trash.
Why don't we just toss him back into the cave then?
Heave!
Okay.
In the cave you go.
Great. So they kind of give their thanks and head off again, off to a different mission somewhere. That's the end of the Karma arc. Next time we'll be picking up on one of the main quests. We're looking to hunt down the dream demon Aklis, who has plagued Troy in his past. The demon has been sighted moving down towards Dis through Sethos. However, most of the Warden scouting teams are still out. Those that are capable of combat, though, are now fully on damage control, trying to ward off whatever creature has shown itself from the tear in the sky, as well as just trying to stop the increasing amount of madness spreading throughout the land, monster appearances, anomalies, all of that stuff that is just plaguing people all over the place. I think that's it for tonight, then.
All right.
All right.
All right. Well, rest in peace, Karma. And I hate you, Casino God, for
Ruining casinos.
yeah. I'll never step in a casino the same way.
Ooh, you should know how much I nerfed that. You don't even know.
Well, yeah, it was super scary.
Oh, it would have been much scarier.
Anyways, I don't like thinking about it. Thanks to the people that watched today. Thanks to the people that followed. We'll be back next Sunday. Hopefully less sad. See you guys.